Alright, our restream is up and we should be live on 2MK in just a moment. In the meantime, heading my way back into training mode so that my opportunistic save goes through and I am done. And then I believe we were discussing the matter of that down we were holding, possibly with the medium punch, and I just selected the wrong characters. So I have to change that. But in the meantime, since I think you're still in my party, and I can probably hear you again now that the net disruption is
I am in your party.
hopefully over, would you care to repeat yourself a little bit?
I'm trying to see if I can reset this situation by having her dash in and do the medium punch, and as a result of me holding the medium punch to the end, if I start the next recording with instant down V skill.
Oh, I
now
see.
This is the one thing where I would bother with a perfect frame. Then it would only actually be medium K.
I see. So transiting into action 3, we would get the crouch medium kick.
That's the idea, but I'm not sure how easily it can actually be done.
Well, I doubt that I will personally have trouble with it, but that's me. I've already put in the perfect start of 3, I think, and if not, I could do it. It would take a little work to record that. However, that does get us the medium kick. Sadly, it will not get us yet the lightning legs cancel out of it. At least not from that action.
Well, I mean,
but
you could always do the lightning legs cancel yourself manually without worrying about whether or not it's going to hit, as it's not particularly hard to cancel.
Oh. Wait. Never mind, I'm thinking in completely the wrong way. Because we could simply take number 3, re-record it with the lightning legs cancel in the startup of the V skill, where there is a little bit of space to hide a button.
Yep.
And for some reason I wasn't thinking of that. So I'm actually going to do this now. I'm going to put on actions 4 and 5, put myself back in the corner. Make sure my controller is how it's supposed to be, and it looks like it is. And then... That was interesting. She walked up for a while first. Oh no, it's just started to dash for no reason. Now, let's see. The recording is... That is a little tricky.
It's a hard thing to do mentally, but it's not specifically hard to do physically.
So I'm discovering. Well, I seem to have just done it. The question remains, of course, if I did it correctly with holding down that medium punch, but I do seem to get the combo now.
If you got the combo, then that's probably correct.
She's walking forward, though. I did not get the recording.
She's probably supposed to inch... Oh, you started the recording at the wrong timing, I presume.
Yeah,
or ended at the wrong timing.
Suspecting that I left a walk forward repositioning in place when I did the recording. But it's actually not happening now, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh, never mind, there it is.
Well, that's actually because if you're holding a directional while you are doing the air stuff, it will happen that way.
My problem was that actually my action number 5 was incorrect. Which is interesting in terms of I thought that I was actually getting to cancel there, but I apparently didn't. So let me try this. Ah, that's what I did. Understood. I must have held forward during 5 while the action was going off. There we are. Which means that my recording is correct, and I'll re-record action 3 with the appropriate stuff too. Down V skill perfect with the extra bird, which should be, yeah, not bird, legs. Oh, wrong side of the screen. Retraining muscle memory is always a little bit interesting. Get it? I may have gotten it. Ah, the thing that concerns me about this is that with this modification, I don't believe this action remains long enough to hold a down charge.
I'm not really sure how that would be likely, especially since you could always change the length of the down charge in 5, which was kind of the point.
Apparently I can do this faster than I thought I could. Huh? Well, I have apparently very good V-skill instant EX legs timing now. Not what I intended. There we go. And that's perfect. So, the only question that remains is based on... if I got it. Perfect down. Alright, so this should work. Now leading into that from action 4. This is not working out, and I'm not entirely sure why.
What exactly isn't working out, though?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
What I'm looking at.
I'm not getting a down medium kick. I'm getting heavy kick, dash forward, medium punch directly into EX legs.
That's interesting. So if it was a down medium kick alone before, was it actually combo?
Before I reprogrammed Action 3,
Yes.
you know, I don't know. But I can probably get that recording back, so that means I can replace it now and find out. So, the basic recording is... No. Okay, apparently my original Action 4 is simply too short, so I will do it again.
In my case, I'm finding that for some reason my brain does not like to hit face buttons while trying to hit top buttons. So I'm going to do something entirely different. And since I have a strong tendency to hold down the V skill button while I'm doing all of that, at the beginning at least, I'm going to change my R1 to triple kick so that I can more easily get the
I see.
legs part and then switch to doing the 2 required head stomp parts.
Understood.
So as always, you will note that lots of trickery can be required, but we will always do our best to make sure that you know all the trickery used.
This is difficult. Sadly, at some point there is no excuse for simply putting it in and practicing a lot, because sometimes your brain just is not going to want to do a stand medium punch followed by crouching. Where did I get my sweep from? At least, and hold on to the button. Alright, here, let's see. Well, I can at least do the combo myself somewhat now, which should imply that my timing is okay. But can I do that while holding the buttons? God only knows.
This is, as I mentioned, because the brain has a certain amount of lag between hands, so to speak.
Yep.
And that lag is really important for what you can and cannot get done.
And it's difficult to synchronize, too. Now I'm managing to put my medium punch too early, not getting it out of the dash. If ever they make us a frame editor for these, I would be grateful.
Yeah, that would be really helpful. But we're not counting on that yet.
No, I don't think that's something we should expect out of Capcom, or at least not hold our breath for. Problem is, I need this to be a face button. Aha! I've learned the trick to learn the trick. I'm going to set my medium kick button to my current hard kick position. The result of this will be that I can practice the combo with my thumb instead of my forefinger and have it just the slightest distance away from the actual start button.
Interesting. But from what I'm looking at, it's actually too difficult to pull this off in the strict way because this is a lot more about knowing when the recording one part ends than about knowing when the next one should begin, because you can't control when the next one begins.
You can't? Why not?
In the sense of the medium kick must be on, sorry, the V skill must be on the first frame of the second part of the recording for anything to work whatsoever.
That part is, at least for me, not very difficult.
But before then, you had the option of making it work by holding down and hitting the medium kick a little bit slower, because you were no longer trying to hold a medium punch that entire time.
Yes.
You could just wait a little bit. Now, if you've taken that out, you have to know the exact timing for ending the recording on the medium punch one. Which is actually probably better if you know what you're doing well, but can be really hard for those who aren't familiar with Chun-Li.
Sure. And I've just apparently successfully done it. So I'm going to actually advance this playback to options 4 and 3 together. See what I get. But,
fortunately, this is the one you could, because it's so clinical, you could actually just not worry too much about this, in that once you've gotten the first part correct, that is that you've managed to hit the down and the B skill on the exact same frame, you should always be able to do it, rather than before where there was a lot of leniency that the player could use, and the viewer, in this case, if you're trying this, you would have been able to vary the down timing at the beginning of action 2, 4, whichever one you were using for the down medium kick before. Now you've lost that option and must get it perfect.
you mean when I was using the simple action of down medium kick into EX?
Yes. because it no longer mattered whether or not the down was a little bit first, and therefore you had a space of down that you could vary in order to make the combo work. Whereas here,
Oh, I see. Yes, you're right.
you have to get the absolute space timing for the medium punch and know the animation frame basically where it works for her. In any case, I've now achieved that one.
As have I think.
So I am back to attempting to actually get something out of the V-skill properly.
I think I'm losing though, because I think I had succeeded at it, but my V skill itself is not working out. Rather, it is coming out as... I may have misrecorded the V skill, unfortunately, I suppose is what I'm saying here. I did.
In what sense?
So, well, I have it down before my V skill. Just like we were discussing, in fact. So, Action 3 is thankfully easy to re-record. But perhaps with my buttons not all scrambled in every direction. So let's see, light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, medium punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. I think by trying to do this, I'm making it harder on myself to actually accomplish. Even given that they're all on one hand. Now my V skill is before my down. That might not matter.
No, the V-skill being before the down does matter because then you will get her trying to stand back up, I think. But you can test it.
Well, alright. Or I can just enter it correctly now and that will do it. So, alright, let's see here. Actions 3 and 4, both enabled. In the corner. Kick. Dawn. Now that can't be right. No, that is right. What the hell? I'm so confused right now. Hmm?
Problem?
I'm trying to find out if there's a problem. Let's see here.
Oh, almost.
No, actually, there's no problem. I just need to record in the hidden EX, and all will be well.
You made that sound so easy.
Oh, well, it's completely trivial, of course. We'll find out. We will find out. Flawless. Alright then. Darn, it's not EX. The plink failed that I had in there. So, one more time. My flawless flaw. Still plinking it, it seems. Adjust my grip a little. That should be perfect. Let's find out. on earth? It's working, but it's not EX.
Again, it will depend on whether or not you somehow made yourself hold down the skill button, which is likely, which is why I was saying that I had changed one of my things to triple so that I would make sure it came out just by hitting that button.
Well, see, when I watch the input stream here, I do see my heavy punch and heavy kick buttons are swapped for some reason.
Oh.
Because I apparently did not set this back completely correctly. So, that would be the solution there, I see. And it's a little harder to see because they're the same color and all that, so... Yet once more, trying to punish me, I suppose, for claiming the input was easy. Although punishing me with building the skill required to make it look easy is not the worst thing in the world, I suppose. There we go. Yet another theoretically flawless. There we are. Combo acquired. So, now with that in mind, I'm highly tempted to, in fact, save immediately. So I will do that. And we can contemplate our next move while I update my notes. Let's see here. So, we have VS, let's see, 2 VS, strict into 236, okay, HKLK, into the those, cut off at cancel timing. Cancel last into end. We have here in action 4 a stand heavy kick into dash into 5 MP down. And as if comboing into crouch medium kick. Alright then. And for the moment we have a... that. At the same time, number... 1, I believe, is... Alright then, notes updated. And I have returned. Alright. At this point she does various things, has options to release the spinning bird kick, I believe. So actually let's check on something. As it stands, her only possible way to do the spinning bird kick is to put the V-skill into its release, as I see it. So, I'm going to run those two options together and make sure that she can in fact still do it at all. Alright, it looks like, from what I see here, my Chun-Li can no longer do EX spinning bird kick at all. Do you happen to have that situation on your side, or is your recording slightly different?
I spent more time holding down at the beginning of Action 5 with the other thing altogether, but it's very... I find that
Sorry,
confusing
which one is your Action 5?
In my Action 5 is the option selecting one.
Oh, okay. Yes, alright, so that's probably what I need to do as well. Which means I get to re-record that.
But it also has to do with whether or not you... I presume you must have held it in order to get the kick in there. So that is one way to do it. The other conceptual way to think about this is it doesn't necessarily matter that much. If you consider the situation where you are ending the recording after she falls completely to the ground...
At the end of the V-skill?
At the end of the V-skill recording,
okay.
It really isn't an issue anymore because she should either be doing EF flies on the ground, which takes a long time anyway, or falling out of the sky. The way you would try to do this is if you were only caring about ending the multiple head stomps part of it.
Yes, you're correct.
With EF flags, but that's just damage, and a bot doesn't really need damage.
Right. Okay. So, yes, we can discard that EX legs cancel. I had kept it because, simply for the reason that I had put it in and I hadn't yet evaluated removing it. But it seems it is in fact time to remove it, so I will do that now. I will also have her block for that period, since I don't think we have anything else better specifically for her to do at that time. So, I'm getting very familiar with this action. Old habits die hard. Now I just gotta figure out if I managed to stop that recording, or start that recording in the right place. So... No, I did not. Sad. Now, I did. Alright, so that should work out, and I should get my spinning bird kick back now. Oh, she has a Kikoken now, too. Very good. Unfortunately, she still doesn't have a bird, which is a little concerning, honestly. How could she have gotten a Kikoken, but not a bird?
Depends on when you hit the punch. As I said, this works different ways depending on where in the thing you manage it.
And it looks like my option select is configured, unfortunately, so that it is the throw plinked into the full thing. So I suppose that would in fact give us the... Well, it certainly wouldn't give us an EX bird. Either way, I will redo my option select. Which means I need to reconfigure my buttons again. So that it is a V-skill with the light kick held there, and the medium kick there, and the light punch there.
required to actually do down on something, and the straight for most people is kind of crazy. So
And the what?
to hit down on the stick or pad at the exact same frame as a button, if you're not doing it at the end of something else, that is, can be fairly difficult.
It's something that I've trained in myself for whatever reason. Probably other bots' inputs. So I can manage it, but I definitely know what you mean. It was not something I could do at all right away. Oh, hell! Well, let's see here. What am I missing? I need to go from down back to down. I missed the down. Somehow I'm missing the down. There we go. Except I didn't hold the damn thing at the end after all. Alrighty, alrighty. That's my fault.
In my case, one of the larger problems with the whole thing is that my mind is perfectly willing to do it on the right side, so I have to switch even more buttons.
Huh? What do you mean?
In my case, I'm able to do the skill and down on the exact same frame, only if the skill is on a different button.
I see. Well, right now I'm trying to input my options select, and it's giving me the usual amount of trouble. But that's a little weird to have to do them on the separate sides. But I've seen plenty of weird stuff, and really programming these bots and doing complex fighting game inputs in general can really get you in tune with just how dang weird our minds are. Because, yeah. Wait, I don't need to do this fast, do I? No, it's a charge release. I have 10 frames to pull it off. Damn.
Where'd I put that medium kick? Oh, right, never mind. Fine. I'm still missing that one a little bit. That's not a medium kick. There's that.
Now I think I'm
There's
not doing it fast enough.
Do I even have a medium kick right now? What on earth did I do to my buttons? No, the medium kick is the thing I managed to get rid of and somehow and all that.
Words one does not expect to hear before they start inputting bots on the regular. Well, I held that medium punch for quite some time, but I think I have everything I need here. Or light punch. Kick. Light. I hope it was a light kick that I held for quite some time, but I think I have everything I need there. So let's have a look.
No, that was too slow. But once you found the part of the puzzle in this case is in fact to find the right physical configuration to do this sort of thing.
Indeed.
But unfortunately, most of us never think about things like this, and therefore it never comes up.
And it did come from down back, too. And the whole point of this was to add more time to that down back. And I didn't. So I get to start over. Which honestly should make it easier.
I am at the
if you think
point
about it.
where I have scrambled my buttons around to the point where I can finally say, yes, it is working. Sort of.
Congratulations.
Technically, I need to turn on something else to see how effective it is, so let's give it the full run and see what weirdness you come up with now. Well, I can get the dash in 12 hit, which is positive.
Good.
I can get ES Bird, which is also positive.
I can only put
I
space
can
on
get
at the beginning, not both.
dash up stuff, but not necessarily all the stuff I want.
What? Okay, I'm holding this slightly too long now, if I'm managing to put out a spinning bird kick.
So my main concern right now is that now I've got at least one where I did want something different to happen, and I've got to figure out how to make use of it properly.
What have you
I think what I
discovered?
want now is to have something that will give me some form of forward or back medium punch at the end of it, and see what I can get from there. Because that is a relatively important part of her game plan
Forward or back medium
that
punch.
shouldn't be given up.
Okay.
So I'm going to try,
There
in
we
this
go.
case,
I have my charge again. I'm going to
to
save
do
this.
one of the things that is most important to me for this plot, even though it's probably not that required for anyone else. So first I'm going to set my buttons back, and as we're getting close to the end of stream, and I'm not even on stream, I'm pretty sure that no one will ever get to see this version. This may be something that gets into the bot, and it may be something that gets taken out completely in the end. But my goal right now is to see if I can get instant air legs into something. What the something is, I'm not so sure yet.
Good luck with that.
You can in fact use air legs to get you enough time to do the charge you mentioned, because of the fact that if you're doing air legs perfectly, it ends with a down forward.
I see.
And therefore it might be possible to get this in based purely on the fact that if you do this into crouching light kick and mash really quickly, you will get a lightning legs after it and just end it while the lightning legs would not cancel into anything in particular.
Say that again. Well, or if you wish.
Well, first of all, you should check whether or not you are capable of and comfortable with doing medium kick, instant air legs, and holding down forward at the end. This is really
Let's
simple
find out.
in itself.
Okay.
So just find a throwaway sort of thing and
Well, I
do
just
that.
put it back to dummy instead of recording.
Oh, right, because you're playing. My training partners were you, so I can't do that.
I see. Alright then. So, the idea being quarter forward into air, down forward kicks, I think?
Yes, it is down to up forward, back to down forward, kick as quickly as you can, Well, actually, it's probably not as quickly as you can, but you'll figure it out in a bit.
I just did one.
So from there, the idea is basically that as soon as you see the kick land on the opponent, start mashing light kick.
Wow.
Now that will lead you into...
Okay.
It should lead you into doing a light kick legs, which will be slightly too fast. In that it will only hit 4 hits on its own, but your timing might be different and you might actually get the crouching light kick as one of the motions. But there is a specific timing at which you start mashing light kick so that she will do at least one crouching light kick before starting the legs.
My mashing timing is such that she's going to get 2 off before it goes into legs, personally, if I just do
Okay, then just speed it up a little bit.
Crouching, but first of all, I only managed to do that air legs once, so I'm going to give that a few more tries now still. Down to up to down forward. You do it from one side, that's good enough technically. Yeesh.
One of the keys is not to mash too fast, because all you care about is that the last 2 inputs come out at the right time. The game will...
Your mic just cut out again.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. And I don't hear you now, so if you're talking, it was just long enough to ask if I could hear you now. Crackling, but...
I have to check on this controller and the Cloud Stinger itself somewhat.
I'm
But
curious
I was saying,
somewhat what's up with your setup there, but that's not a discussion for now.
there's nothing specific to my setup, I just need to know whether or not this actual Cloud Stinger, this one in particular, is functional enough.
I see.
I'm trying to tell you that you don't have to mash the light kick too quickly. What you care about more so is that the last 2 hits of it happen at the point where she touches the ground. Before that, it doesn't really care too much if she's moving particularly quickly in terms of putting them off.
Okay, I think I understand. I think my mind registered that.
So basically, as
But
soon as you've gone into the area she starts, just mash it, but not like top speed, just tap, 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 tap. Because the normal thing, if you just try it on the ground, for example, you'll see that if you press it not super fast, she'll eventually just do the legs. But what normally happens is that since she can't cancel out of the light kick into the legs, it fails. But at the slowest speed that you can get her to do legs just raw by tapping.
I thought light kick. Oh, well, stand light kick can't. Okay.
No, crouching light kick. Because obviously you're still holding for that.
Right, crouching light kicker can get to cancel into legs.
Right,
Well,
now the thing you're aiming for is that there is a timing for which you will land, and the 4th light kick input will be the crouching light kick that you do, and the 5th light kick input will be light legs.
I see. Well, I can
And then you will
certainly
be in a
try
good
that.
place.
But I have a feeling this is going to take me quite a while because I just managed my first instant air legs wherein the lightning legs actually hit her instead of going over her head. So, I don't know, I can probably do this like 5%, 7% now. It's definitely going to take some practice, which makes me think perhaps at this level at least it's not necessarily something we're going to want to put in the bot, except as maybe an alternate variant that we leave available to people.
As I
But
said,
those are good.
this was just my test to see what we get.
Sure.
So based on that, I'm going to go tinker with this some more because I have to make it even better by putting a medium punch on it.
Alright.
And I hope that everyone else is able to come up with something that they find interesting to poke at in the bot's spacing if they are trying to build anything similar to what we have for the time being. And otherwise, look out for Chun-Li Bot on Sunday at 2-mk.org.
Indeed. And if you happen to have any suggestions now or thoughts about the bot, in at least perhaps tonight and early tomorrow morning, you are free to email them to us from our contact page at our website 2-mk.org. So with that, this is Kanzuki Dynasty and Brilliant signing off for the evening.